and raised. And I live in New York for a little while, but I have a whole my family in Japan. And today I wanted to tell you about my sisters. My sisters. When Fukushima nuclear disaster happens, I really didn't want to look at the newspapers, and I push it away and not pretend like I don't know. And around the summertime, I got so annoyed by my sisters keep worrying about radiation is coming. But where we are is 400 miles away from Fukushima, so at the air level, it's not so contaminated. But what she was worried about is food, and we just had the baby at the same time in the same year. I have two sisters, so we have 3 babies in our family in that year. So and so I said to her, okay, let's create a group for us to do something to put our energy into something positive instead of just keep worrying about it. And we started, and at the first we were gonna maybe create the community solar panel or something, so we don't have to use energy for nuclear power. But then we realized that the school food is in danger, because it was on newspaper all over that more than 200 school cafeterias, they found contaminated beef was consumed at the school. So we started doing the petitions, and we started going to local governments and ask them to publish the list of each single food where they're coming from, so we can avoid the food from Fukushima and around surrounded area. But up to this point, they never take initiatives, and we still find like 1 or 2 items from the areas in the school foods. So that's the situation now. And so we started with the 4 people, with 2 my sisters and a friend. This mother group becoming now is 105 members, and 1/3 is evacuees from Fukushima and people from Tokyo metropolitan area. And we are doing a lot of different activities. One is we placed an order for radiation measurement machines from Ukraine. It's about $20,000, and we're going to set up the community radiation measurement center so that people can bring their own food to measure their food, so we know what we are eating. And that's the problem of each community, because we just don't know what we are buying. This might be contaminated, this might not be, and you just want to know how much contaminated or how much it's not. And so other activities we are doing is we rent a house, 2 bedrooms, and we're going to rent it to evacuees, people who wants to evacuate it from Fukushima or Tokyo metropolitan area, to in cheap price, so they can find jobs and they can find apartment in the short term. And in last spring break, they organized spring break camping, recovery camping, and invited 9 kids from Fukushima to, again, Tokyo metropolitan area, and have the camping for kids, because now kids are not going outside to play. They have like 2 hours limits at the most. So a lot of kids were told not to play, not to go outside. So when they invited the kids, the first things the kids were saying was that, can we go outside? Can we touch these leaves? That's the comment that they made. and those mothers, there's one mother who emailed us a letter saying thank you. Was pretty much heartbreaking. She said she has a loan to the house. She doesn't have financial support, and kids. She knows that it's not the normal lifestyle that you should have for kids when kids cannot go outside. But that's the only hope that they can do, is send them to outside, even in a shorter amount. Like the camp was 5 days, but it's proven in Chernobyl that even 5 days to get out of the contaminated area would help their bodies to recover from getting contaminated. So there's many camping is organized by many mothers in all over Japan, outside of more like west side of Japan, and that's why we hope to keep doing. And we and now I asked my sister, so what's our next step? What can we do? We've been organizing demonstrations, we've been organizing sit-ins and protesting, but now we are in a place where to create the community where when there's no electricity or there's no jobs, we can support each other, and that's my sister's goal now. And they were trying to make a farming so that they can at least have something to eat. And one interesting thing my sister told me was brown rice is a great resources for your health. And there's some people saying radiation gets to brown rice more than white rice, because radiation is coming into outside of the rice, what do you call it, shell, right? So if you make it into white rice, you take off that part. So in theory, there's more likely it's better off eating white rice than brown rice. You get more you get more radiation into your body. But research says, as a result, was that the people who ate brown rice has less radiation in their bodies. It's because the brown rice has that much power. And one thing that I just wanted to share with you is that my sister told me, if you want to eat brown rice, soak it into water for 12 hours before you cook. Then it will become ready to sprout. And when it's ready to sprout, this rice becomes nice, better for your body. But before it becomes sprouting condition, it's seed. It's actually it's alive. Brown rice is alive, and it will become defense mode. So it's actually bad. It is bad for you. It's not doing good things for you. So if you have 12 hours, soak it into water, then have the brown rice, it's better for your body. And that's the thing that we have been talking about as a mother, getting ready for this radiation food market. And just to remind you that in America, there's no radiation safety level lower enough to protect your health. Whole Japanese products are coming straight to here, and as a matter of fact, some of contaminated food that is not being sold in Japan is canned and sent to third world as for the children who need support. So even though it's far away, we really have to pay attention on what we eat, what we buy, and how we protect ourselves, because I really was shocked how much government does